Zach and Brandon.
Zach and Brandon.
Zach and Brandon.
And this is Completely Biased.
Completely biased.
Completely biased.
With Zach and Brandon.
And away we go.
Hey, Zach.
Hey, Brandon.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. This
Doing
was a
pretty
long
good?
setup, but
It's because
we're here.
we have makeshift pop filters because last week we didn't have pop filters and we got new mics and we hit a few hard P's, the p, but now we can't do that, because
Exactly.
we have a windbreaker in front.
We're
of us. We have a pop filter.
enhancing our sound.
And we have a little bit of a room. We have a little bit of a reverb, but
Yeah.
it's natural. We gotta invest in some soundproofing, which I've been needing to do for a little bit because I can't play drums after 7 because this is loud as you can hear this all the way down the street. So we've moved, actually.
Finally.
We finally have moved out of that
Hot box.
hot box, No more sweaty sessions.
Y'all have no idea what we're talking about visually, but if you've been listening, you know we've spent the past 2 weeks in a hot box.
And
We're out of that hot box.
And I feel good.
I do too. I feel not hot.
That was an atmosphere it felt young, it felt youthful. I was really proud to say that we started out in the hot storage room and
Look how far we've made it.
look how far we've made in 3 podcasts.
Exactly.
We got new mics that we were trying to work out for the span of 3 weeks. We got temporarily pop filters, if you want to say
Temporary
that.
pop filters.
Temporary pop filters. We got a table.
We got a table.
We got a table.
Now we got a zoo. Shitty movie, but we got a table.
I've never heard of that movie.
So we bought a zoo. My bad.
Oh, was that Kevin James and every animal started talking?
No, that's
It's not Kevin James.
we bought a zoo. It's like Matt Damon.
What? Oh shit! Yeah, it's like isn't that the serious movie? Where,
Yeah,
like,
the dead serious movie that gets absolutely ripped because it's awful.
and it's raining like the entire fucking movie. I saw that at FAC one time.
Really?
I swear to God, that's where I've heard because I
That
thought
seems like an FAC movie.
I swear. Oh, Zookeeper's what I was thinking of. With Kevin.
Zookeeper, yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
Shocker, I haven't seen either.
I haven't seen either. I'm proud to say that. I've seen a little bit, like I've said, of FAC of We Bought a Zoo, which I don't know why you would want to make that movie.
It gets destroyed. Like Jimmy Kimmel has a field day roasting Matt Damon for We Bought a Zoo.
I could see that. It doesn't really seem like a Matt Damon movie.
No.
Departed.
Has a 65 on Rotten Tomatoes, though,
not
which I thought it was going to be worse.
Yeah, it could be a 7, like, Don't Mess with Zoolander or something.
Or Mac and Devin Go to High School.
That's the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
We'll talk about
That's
that
the
at a later date. But
worst
if you've
fucking
seen Mac
movie.
and Devin Go to High School, most of you have no idea what we're talking about, but some of you are fortunate or unfortunate have seen Mac and Devin Go to High School.
Mac and Devin, it's like up there with fucking Hoodwink 2. Like, Hoodwink 2 was
Wow.
probably the worst movie I've ever seen in the theaters. Like, I was so hyped because Hoodwink 1 is probably a fucking masterpiece.
It is.
It's animation shit, but it makes up for it because apparently they spent all the money on, like you said, with the story. Mm-hmm. So they had
Great story.
a bunch of people make an animation that didn't look like great, but the writing.
But
made
as
up
a
for
kid,
it.
you didn't care. It was entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
Now, the parents might have hated it.
Yeah, the voice
Who
actors.
cares? It's a kid movie.
They had great voice actors too.
Anne Hathaway, the dude.
From Seinfeld, Joe Swanson, Putty, whatever his name is, Ewing, whatever.
The dude from Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same guy. Yeah.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
guy with the deep voice.
Okay.
Joe Swanson from Family Guy, and he plays Elaine's boyfriend.
Sorry, we don't know your name, dude. But
I don't
great
know-
cast.
Yeah, great cast. But then Hoodwink 2 was just like, what the fuck is this?
Never seen it. Don't plan on seeing it.
Don't. It's
But later topic for a later episode. Worst movies we've ever seen. Those two cut the cake.
cut the fucking cake.
And now for something completely different.
So Zach, I gotta be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
Coming from Hoodwink 2, it's not like we're gonna talk about something that's happy, but I'm kind of bummed out, man.
You kind of bummed out, man.
Yeah, man. It's just, the whole thing that's been going on. We've been trying to avoid talking about it for a first real episode. That's why we talked about personal heartbreaks and stuff. But
Now we're going to get more depressing.
now we're going to get way more depressing. So if you want to have like a great time, just be bummed out the entire time, come listen to Completely Biased.
Check it out on YouTube and hopefully Spotify streaming. Eventually.
Streaming everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying our best.
Sponsored by the Cash App.
Gotta love the Cash App.
But I'm just bummed out, man.
What's got you down? I know what's got you down, but let the people know.
We got a script that we haven't written, but we're flowing.
Yeah.
I've just been bummed out, man.
Okay, what's got you bummed out? You said you're bummed out for like 20 minutes. Tell the people why you're bummed out.
I've been bummed out because the news in the week, we might not have football, man.
It's not looking good. That's for
It's
sure.
not looking good at all. I've just been bummed out by that, because I've been waiting since Thanksgiving of 2019 for football to return. Not NFL, that doesn't count because I really don't have a team in the NFL. My real team's Ole Miss, as you heard last week. I have been waiting so long for this, and now we're right around the corner. It's been building up. The thought's been in the back of your mind the entire time of, are we going to have it?
I was about to say, have you had those thoughts where you've considered, like, this might not happen?
When at first, like, March Madness and NHL and NBA and everything started getting canceled, I was like, is this going to go into the fall? Because apparently the virus gets stronger in the winter and the cold because it's, immune systems drop, which is science,
Flu season.
Flu season, yeah. Because your immune system drops naturally to the cold. That's always been in the back of my head. Now we're right around the corner, and they're trying to make it work, but it's not looking like it's going to work out.
Yes, so the Big Ten was the first to announce it. The Pac-12 also announced, I believe yesterday, it might have been today, that they're going to do just conference games only. So get rid of the non-conference. So Michigan's not playing Washington. Ohio State's not playing Oregon. This one hurts. USC is not playing Alabama, which is a game that I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be, I believe it's a 10-game conference season. I can't confirm that. I think Big Ten said they're doing 10 games. I don't know if other teams. I think it may be just so they can push back a little more to have more time, which sucks.
Which ain't going to probably not. I'm not going to say solve anything, but it's not going to do much.
No, and it also might be a last chance sort of thing where they're trying to do everything they can. That's the best option to try to save it, I guess, just because they can make it flexible now because it's their own conference. It doesn't make sense logistically because of distance of traveling and whatnot.
Yeah.
But in terms of if they need to cancel a game or something, they can now because it's within conference. There's not contracts you have to deal with. There's not any of that logistical stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, like you said, the travel wise, like we talked about earlier on earlier today.
Yeah.
Where Florida can play Vandy, but Georgia Tech and Georgia, who are, like you said, an hour away, can't play each other.
Exactly.
Which makes no sense.
Another example, it's same thing, but still, Florida and Florida State can play. Florida and Georgia can meet in Jacksonville, which is still close, Florida and Florida State can't play each other.
Yeah.
But Florida can fly out to Missouri and play a conference game.
Which
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, these people really aren't thinking about what they're saying because it doesn't really add up.
But again, like I say, it doesn't make sense, but it's just saving them legal trouble if they have to cancel. It's saving them financial trouble if they have to cancel, so
Which
they don't have to deal with.
But here's my point of view, okay? But first, let me say, disclaimer, this is my opinion. Please do not attack me. It's my opinion. And for the future references, if I do say something that upsets somebody, I'd like to apologize for my actions. I will be touring around the country. My tour dates start October 5th. I will be apologizing to everybody in the countries. Now that I got that out of the way, I just want to say, okay? Why the fuck would you just play conference games when you can just play the whole season? Like we said, Georgia and Georgia Tech can't play each other even though they're an hour away. Clemson and South Carolina can't play each other. They're right next to each other. It's Clemson, South Carolina. But, you might as well because it's not solving shit because you're still traveling. Georgia and Ole Miss say they somehow play each other, or let's just say Georgia and Alabama play each other because they are. They can travel to each other, but we can't travel to Houston to play Baylor, which makes no sense because people are still traveling. They're getting in contact with each other. Fans might be there. Season ticket holders might be there. They're still coming in contact with each other. Refs are still coming in contact with players. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You might as well play the whole season.
It just seems like a sign, in my opinion, that it's not going to happen.
Yeah, they're trying to make it happen, but what they're doing is just not adding up because it doesn't, like I said, make any sense. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but if you're going to play conference, you might as well play the whole season because playing conference still involves traveling, getting on a plane and flying over and coming in contact with people. So you might as well let Alabama and USC play. Now, granted, little devil's advocate, USC has a hot spot because it's in California.
Yep.
Bama might not be as hot, but they're playing on a neutral ground, right?
Playing in Dallas.
I don't know.
I get it, but I've personally come at peace where I don't think college football is going to happen.
I'm coming to that point too, and it hurts, man. It freaking hurts.
There's definitely, and this is another conversation, I don't know if there is. There's not going to be that many fans in attendance.
Which I get. That's a part I get.
That's a part that also hurts because also for me, NFL season ticket holder, go to a lot of games. I know that's more than likely not going to happen this year. It's going to be substantially reduced to a couple of games. We have a road trip now every year where we go to a college football game, usually in Oxford, maybe Tuscaloosa in the future. I don't know if that's going to happen this year.
We've been building this up since September, dude.
Since the last trip we took.
That trip was awesome.
Yeah.
And I've been looking forward to that since the last one. As soon as I
have
dropped
I.
you off, I was legit thinking, I can't wait to do this again. I love Oxford. I want to go to Tuscaloosa. I've driven through Tuscaloosa, but I've never really been there. And now that we have some virus that's going around, we can't do it anymore. It sounds selfish. I get it.
No, it's very selfish, but it's something that we love to do.
Sports is an escape, and it helps us get rid. I don't want to sound cheesy and fluffy here.
Yeah, but let's get cheesy and fluffy.
It helps us take our mind off shit, and that's why I don't really like politics and sports. I get the protest and stuff, but I want to turn on a game and not think about that stuff. I don't want to, but not having it, it's all you hear. Fox Sport, Fox News, CNN. We
don't have that escape, so now that's all we see is the politics. And even on certain stations, ESPN, whatnot, it's getting political.
Yeah, and it's just I'm tired of freaking hearing it.
I just want to hear about. Usually, it's that time of year where you see the little ticker on SportsCenter. 60-something days, and you have the random fact. I miss that.
Dude, you just reminded me of a freaking commercial from last year that made my heart...
This is when the build-up commercials start for week one.
And it makes you feel teary. I get teary-eyed when I see those commercials. There was an SEC commercial from, early August.
I know exactly what you're talking about. This should be SEC Media Days right now.
Oh, dude. God, see, it's just... It's making me bummed out, man.
I understand.
It's because there was a commercial from last year. It was SEC... Country, I believe, did it. SEC Now.
It was the SEC Network. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was what a wonderful world. And it was showing all the colleges, all the people jumping up in slow motion.
It was a montage of different SEC schools and different, Denny Chimes at Alabama, showing Edo running through the tunnel, showing a kid from Missouri cheering. Just get all the SEC schools and backtracked by What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong.
Beautiful piece.
And
it got annoying quick, but it was beautiful.
No, I loved every second of it because the buildup of the off season in football is the longest off season in any sports. Right?
Agreed.
And having that, you're finally there. You're finally there at the game. You're finally there at the season. You're finally there at the TV watching it fade in. That's my favorite moment is when you wake up to College Game Day on your TV. I always sleep and turn on the channel. So when I wake up, I see freaking Lee Corso with this fucking pencil having to be
There's nothing like a struggling Lee Corso, and he's helped by Herb Street to remember his lines and then put on a mascot
But
head.
God bless him.
I love it.
I love the sight of Desmond Howard, Kirk Herbstreit, and Lee Corso, and who's the other?
Reese Davis.
Reese Davis. See, I knew
Alabama
the
grad,
name.
Roll Tide.
I knew the name because when it's season, I know his name because I College Game Day. But when it's the off season, my mind kind of flutters but I love seeing the sight of those dudes. And now we're not going to have that.
No, at the very least, College Game Day is going to be a remote studio thing. Again, if we have football.
Football.
So my question to you is,
okay,
hypothetical. I've been thinking about this because we plan the trip. We mentioned. If there's a chance, say it's a random Ole Miss, I'm just saying Florida, for example. It's the season, the VOT can only hold 20% capacity.
Yeah.
There are tickets out there for... We've talked about Alabama, Ole Miss, but I'm just any game. But it's a substantial amount of money.
I'd go.
You'd go.
I'd go. Because I want to get away from all this.
With the risk.
I don't give a flying crap about the risk.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page because I agree with you.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If I get it, I'll separate myself from everybody. I don't want anybody else to get it, but I just want to watch a freaking football game.
I'm saying if it's $300 a ticket. Because because it's going to be less capacity. And it's Alabama playing Ole Miss or whatever.
$300 a ticket?
I'm just being realistic. It's 20% capacity.
I'd go just to say I did it. I could tell the story that I went to go see a football game during Corona and watched Ole Miss basically be at the normal capacity. It usually is 20%. Wow. Just a joke right there. But you remember that. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
We haven't had...
Students don't show up.
Students don't show up. But when we were good those 2 years...
winning cures all.
Yeah.
Ask me about the Titans back in the day.
We have had I think 4 straight losing seasons with 1 6-6, which had a bowl ban, so it doesn't count. But I would go just to be saying to my kids or friends later down, I went to go see a football game during the coronavirus just to have the story.
I'm holding you to that because I would love to still imagine Oxford half capacity. Like,
That'd be weird.
You realize the university would also have the Grove at like 20% because they don't want everybody on top
Grove
of each
might
other.
not even happen because you've seen the Grove. Everybody's right next to each other.
Exactly. So I'm just saying from a school perspective, you can't have the stadium only 20% capacity, then tailgating's fine because then everybody's just going to be tailgating. Yeah. So it's going to be 20% all the way around, which will be an amazing sight to see. See Alabama play Ole Miss in 20% capacity.
Yeah. And plus, I've been wanting to go see Ole Miss Bama with you since I dropped you off the last trip.
Yeah,
we've been planning. We've been planning this. I would spend that kind of money. I wouldn't buy anything else for a couple of months because I need to save back up.
I'd be a broke boy, but it'd be worth it
because I just want to see a football game. That's all. I don't care about. I don't care if I have to. I don't go. I don't care if people in the stands will hurt. It'll be weird. But as long as Ole Miss takes the field and I get to see John Rice Plumlee win the Heisman,
not gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. I swear.
Okay, so gun to your head, all your life savings. We'll end it here, college football wise. Is it gonna happen? Yes or no? Will there be a season?
Why does that have to be all my life savings?
What do you personally think, given everything that's happened?
I didn't know where you were going with that. I was like,
if you had to bet,
the over-under?
If you had to bet, that's not how over-under works. If you had to bet, if you had to bet, is there a college football season?
I would say no, because you got to also think, if we do have a season and then a player, like I said earlier in the day, if a player somehow gets it and they play a game and then those players get infected, I guess is what you say, affected.
Yeah. Schools will have to shut down.
Schools will have to shut down. Those teams are in quarantine. Those teams can't play the season anymore. It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. I agree that given the parameters that they've already taken, I do not think there'll be a college football season.
The semantics of the
situation. Yeah. NFL, I think, is a different story.
You can't afford to have the NFL law. That's so much money lost.
Yeah, and I look at this is my depression thing too. It's a bit different. I've had longer or less time since my teams played, but it's also at a point where they were on the cusp of going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you were that close.
This is the prime. This is, as a fan already, I'm upset because as a Titans fan, most Titans fans know, when you go to Nissan Stadium, it's more than likely, at the very least, 30% the opposing team. It can get up to 50% even more. Like Buffalo this year, Philadelphia a couple years ago, every time Pittsburgh's in town, it hasn't been much of a home field advantage.
Yeah.
Certain games but certain games, not so much.
There hasn't, from an outsider's perspective, there hasn't been much hope in the Titans recently.
When you think of home field advantage of scariest places to play, you do not think Nissan Stadium.
No, you don't think Nissan Stadium with Gillette or, Odotco, whatever it was.
What?
Odotco Stadium.
The Coliseum?
Yeah.
Okay, you really confused me.
It's like the
Oakland
Raiders.
Oakland Coliseum,
that's
Black Hole.
Yeah, Odotco, whatever it's called.
Just call it the Black Hole.
I like saying Odotco because it flows.
My point is, like I said, it's not a home field advantage. When you have that success that we had, I've been going since 2009. 2009 at the beginning, there was a buzz because they just went 13-3. Since then, there hasn't been. This was finally the chance to have Nissan Stadium. I've heard stories from my dad, from my aunt, my uncle about when they went in 99, when it was an actual hard place to play. Mm-hmm. This was going to be the year where it'd finally start. That's obviously not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be 20% more than likely capacity. That also means it's a spoiled thing to say, but I'm used to going to 8 to 10 season games a year, regular season games.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be 2 or 3. If they just decide, we've already put the money in, which is an option, talking to my uncle today who runs the season ticket member thing. They might just take their money and just push it towards next year and not worry about it at all, which financially would be a fine decision to make.
Yeah.
But it just sucks, man. I love waking up on a Sunday morning, going out tailgating with the family, spending quality family time, that walk to the stadium, walk in, pre-game's going on. They got everything. It's feel the anticipation. National anthem. It's been a routine. It's been a 10, 11-year routine that's just been constant. And no matter what goes on in my life, that's always been there. It's going to be really hard this year if it's not there.
It's been a constant.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with college. If somebody gets it in the NFL, what do? Well, they're making it work. They're going to make it happen.
NFL, and this is the one problem I have with the NFL now, is I believe players should already be in training camp because college has already done a thing where players have been coming in for workouts. Some programs have had players get it already, but once they get it, they're good.
Yeah.
Which is I wish the NFL would go ahead, have players in doing a mini camp or whatever, let the players go ahead and get the virus, as that's a selfish thing to say, but go ahead and get the virus, get it out of their system, and they're good for the fall.
Yeah, get the antibodies and stuff like that.
The fact that they're still going in the 29th, I believe preseason's cut now by 2 games, so it maybe fills that void. They haven't officially announced that yet, but it still kind of gives you that weird, not in your stomach, I don't know. Unsettled, because you don't know. And the season, I think, will happen. I think there's also enough money in the NFL where they can have as many tests as they want. We've talked about it earlier today. Some colleges, not just the major ones, but the small ones, the MTSUs, the Southern Misses, they can't afford it anyway. They can't afford to constantly have tests.
Yeah.
So they're probably out this season anyway because majority of their money for their football program comes from fans in the stands, which isn't going to happen. MTSU scheduling against an Alabama or a Georgia, getting that extra $1 million, that's not going to happen.
Yep.
Plus, people going to the school itself, signing up and paying for tuition, that's going to go down because people want to just not deal with it.
Do online and stuff.
Do online. So small schools are losing money. Major colleges are losing money too, but it's not as big of a hit just because they make money off merchandise and boosters and whatnot. So NFL, I still think they have the money there where they have the resources where they can do tests as much as they can. The question gets into, and it's also for college, but you get to training camp, the locker room's built for that amount of people.
Yeah.
It's very hard to split up 90 guys when training camp starts and keep them separated when they're all lockers right next to each other. So that scares me, once things get going.
Yeah.
So I think they'll play just because TV money, way too big of a loss. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think they will.
And not only just TV loss, you got to also think of the cities, like having fans coming in, airplane tickets being bought, gas being bought, driving in, food, restaurants, everything getting money, jobs at the stadium.
Yeah, that's done this year because the 20% they're going to have, first priority is going to go to season ticket members.
Yep.
Because they're cutting the season ticket members games from 8 to 2 or 8 to 3 or whatever.
I don't know.
Who would have thought we'd be in this having this conversation?
Yeah, we should be talking right now about what's your favorite game coming up? How's the season looking?
Exactly. If you would have told me the AFC Championship game, this might be the last time you see the Titans till 2021.
If even at that.
Who knows?
Because it takes a long time to get a vaccine. Because you got to test it, you got to actually find it, and then you got to. It's just. It could be a year. It could be tomorrow.
We don't know.
We don't know.
It's a very short timetable too. This is my last thought, but it's a very short window. But it'll be nice to see that NFL and college can see how MLS has already started their MLS is Back tournament. They've had problems with it. Two teams are already. We've talked a lot about college. 2 teams have already had to disqualify themselves. Dallas and Nashville SC, the local team.
Our local team, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. MLB, I don't think will have many problems, just because there's not as much contact. It'll be interesting to see NBA, how they operate going into the quote-unquote bubble. NFL will have a guide to see what works and what does. Now, they don't have a lot of time to make that work, but they at least get to view. They've done other things that we didn't think they would be able to do. Free agency, we didn't know if that was going to happen. That happened. We didn't know how the draft was going to work.
That was crazy, yeah.
They were able to adjust. So it's an on-the-fly thing. They got to be, they're planning. They just have to, we don't know what the plan is.
It's just, dude, not to keep bumming us out, man, but like.
It's a very depressing thought because what are we going to do with fall weekends?
What are we going to do fall weekends?
If there's no football, what do we do on fall weekends?
We're going to be doing what freaking Good Morning Football does during the offseason. It's like, would freaking Will Smith rush for 1,000 yards in the we'd be talking about that kind of shit.
It's one of those things where we could go to shows and stuff. Shows aren't going to happen either concerts and whatnot.
Dude, I don't want to get like political or anything, but we're gonna go into depression, like not a Great Depression, but like a economic depression. If football's gone, because all the plane tickets that we bought, the gas will be gone, food, restaurants, jobs, all that stuff, and then all the sponsorship deals, like that's at least a $6 billion industry. That's at least football, and then I just don't get it, man.
Let's just hope.
Let's just hope.
Because
Because I want to hear Scott Hansen. It's been 200 and something days since we've
just let me hear 7 hours.
7
of
hours.
commercial-free football.
And then also there's a touchback for Atlanta.
But you know what? I'm okay with that.
It's okay because it's back, and I can't.
I don't care.
I'll always say,
Fans in the stands, I don't care. It hurts a little bit. I'll get over it if there's actual football.
yeah, you can always just plug in crowd noise. It doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly. If Red Zone's still there, I'm in.
Yeah, I'll be watching it with you. Fantasy football will be going.
Exactly.
Well, that'll make it more interesting.
If that's not there, I don't know what we do.
I don't know what you're gonna do. You're mainly the sports guy.
I
'Cause
know.
You've lost everything this year, man.
Oh, thanks.
Like I didn't mean it like that, but
No,
like,
I know what
you
you
lost
mean.
every sport. I should have said every
Yeah.
sport. And you had a great end of the season technically. With the playoff run you guys had,
No,
even
I
though
agree.
it ended weirdly and sadly, you guys still had a great ending.
Exactly.
But after that, March Madness was taken away. I remember when that happened.
Yeah, that was upset. I was about to go to an Alabama basketball game the day everything got canceled.
We just overall thought we just got to prepare for
Yeah.
the worst, and I don't think the season's going to happen. I don't see how they're going to make it work.
Both of them?
Both of them, honestly. I don't even think the NBA thing and the NHL thing might happen,
Yeah.
but I just don't see football happening, and it hurts. But you know what? When 2021 rolls around, and they're gonna
We'll be ready.
they're gonna be freaking making it happen. When I see that It's a Wonderful World commercial, I'll probably break down.
There's no
honestly.
way I won't say they mess this up. It's just the circumstances. They'll have a way better plan for 2021.
Yeah, because
They'll be ready.
If they don't, then what the hell are they doing?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing with your time? This is your business.
Exactly.
But I can't wait for 2021. Wake up, send you It's a Game Day baby meme, and see Lee Corso wiggling his pencil around.
I'm just sad. 2021's so far away.
It's so we're just
Halfway
now
through 2020.
We're just now halfway, and it's this last 4 months have seemed like a freaking year.
Yeah.
And you've heard me rant and bitch and moan about the coronavirus, and I'm sorry for putting that through you.
I mean, I feel the same way. I'm just not as vocal.
Yeah, I'm sick of it, man. And having football looking like it's going to be taken away is going to hurt way, way more than having baseball, hockey, and
Yeah, no, those baseball people, we feel your pain. Don't
feel
get me
your
wrong.
pain.
But y'all are for sure at least attempting to get something back.
yeah, it's looking like you're coming back. This one with the statement the commissioner released today for the SEC didn't sound promising.
Not at all.
So
Well, we're two depressed guys.
we're
about
the depressed
this.
guys.
Of many football fans that are depressed. You know a football guy who's not depressed?
Who is that?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patty Mahomes. Mahomes Patrick.
Yeah, Patty Mahomes. My man got paid this week.
He got freaking paid.
He got, as he should. As he should. He
Should
got
he?
that guy,
Yeah.
the face of the franchise,
Yeah. Face of the
face of the NFL, not just the franchise. I mean, he's a marketing goldmine in Kansas City.
Yeah. I mean, I was just trying to play devil's advocate. I mean, he's gonna be the
When
next.
he's the top guy in the NFL today.
He's only in his technically third year.
Exactly,
Fourth
going
year
into his
real.
fourth year.
Yeah, but it's technically his third because he didn't really play his.
That's
first.
true. He's
Yeah.
going into his fourth year. But he signed for 12 years now, $500 million, I believe.
$96 a minute.
Is that like football minutes or is that?
No, like he's
Life minutes?
on contract. If he's on contract, he's making $96 a minute.
Jeez.
So he can, like I said, technically walk into a store and come back richer.
It's crazy. But it's deserved.
Yeah.
The question now is, who's the next QB? Is it going to be Watson, Lamar? Will anybody get paid that much? Dak.
Dak wants to. I don't see
Dak
it
wants to. I
happening.
don't see it either.
I don't know, because Patrick Mahomes, he's obviously, in his short career, he's thrown for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns in one season. He's been to 2 AFC championships. He's won one. He's got an NFL MVP, and he's got a ring, and then also a Super Bowl MVP. He's done that in technically 2 years.
But you know how the contracts work. It starts out where Jimmy G is the highest player. Or no, Russell Wilson's the highest paid player. Then Matt Ryan's the highest paid player. Then
Manning.
Kirk Cousins is the highest player. Then Ryan Tannehill. Then Russell Wilson again. Now it's Pat Mahomes. Someone's going to next. It might not happen this year, but eventually someone's going to outpay Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's
which
just
is crazy to think about.
I mean, he set the mold for contracts to come.
List of quarterbacks I'm going to give you. Should they be as much as Mahomes, paid as much? Lamar.
He hasn't shown that he can win a playoff game yet.
That's true.
He's like Peyton earlier in his career, where he was a great regular season quarterback, but he never won the big one until he won the ring in 06-07 season, I believe it was. And I don't think right now, no, he has promise. He's gonna be the next generational like Michael Vick kind of guy.
So you pay him, just not that much.
I wouldn't pay him Pat Mahomes, because Pat Mahomes has proved he can win the ring. He can win the big game. He went to 2 FC championships in 2 years. Like, 2 years starting, too.
Deshaun Watson.
That's actually interesting. But he doesn't...
The problem is he has the talent. I agree.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that much around him. They have not gotten him a good offensive line his entire career there.
They legit just traded his number one target.
Exactly. Now, they have weapons still. I will give them credit. They have some solid weapons. They're just not as sexy names as DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I mean, Will Fuller's on and off. He has some great games in him.
Will Fuller, Kenny Stills, Brandon Cooks is there now. It's a decent receiving corps.
He's David Johnson now taking pressure
David
off.
Johnson.
He's Laramie Tunsil blocking for him.
Oh, there we go.
But
if it was a regular team that wasn't run by Bill O'Brien, I would pay him.
Here's the thing. If, I believe it was, the divisional round, he 24-0, I believe it was.
Yep.
And if he holds that lead, he's in the AFC Championship.
He might have got that pay.
Yeah. He
crazy.
might have proved a point, because he would have probably... Titans had a chance of beating them.
Yeah.
I would say that, but when they were
Texans had the better chance. They had that big, substantial lead.
Yeah, they had the chance. And Chiefs weren't playing well at all. But I remember I was at Disney World, and I went into a ride, came back out, and it was 24-21. It was 24-0 when I went into that ride, 24-21 when I walked out.
And that shows why Pat Mahomes is the highest paid player in the NFL.
And he legit, I think, every playoff game came back. The Titans, he came back. Sorry, Zach. Texans.
I'm over it.
Texans. And then in the Super Bowl, he came back.
Yeah.
So he's proven he can do it. And Deshaun Watson, I wouldn't pay him right now, but in the future, I think you'll get that contract.
If Watson had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and
a better line.
Better defense, I mean, he has J.J. Watt, but with the
But
Tyrann Mathieu and a Chris Jones and all, would they be in the same spot? Like, if you put Patrick Mahomes in Houston's offense, if you flip the quarterbacks, would it be the same result, or would it...
I mean, like you said, he has Bill O'Brien as his coach.
Exactly.
I would say in the future, Deshaun Watson will get that contract.
Yeah.
Same as Lamar, but Lamar has to prove that he can win a playoff game first. Deshaun just has to have more help.
And Lamar is one of those... He's a great quarterback, but you have to build the system around Lamar.
Yeah.
I feel like you could put Mahomes, you could put Watson in any system, and they would make it work.
Because they got the arm talent.
Exactly.
But, yeah. Lamar can't make the throws, but he's obviously, if you think of Lamar, what do you think?
You think of his legs.
Yeah,
he's
you
a
think
threat
of
on
his,
the ground.
his speed. And like in the future, I do think they will get the contracts, but not right now. They got to prove it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. What about Mitch?
Mitch Trubisky?
They're in the same draft class. You think of Watson, Mahomes, Trubisky.
You're talking about Mitch Trubisky.
Mitchell Trubisky, Chicago Bears, second overall.
Yeah, that's wow. Rich Eisen's freaking...
Exactly.
No.
No, it's a hell no, but it's amazing to me still that Mitch Trubisky was drafted ahead of Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes.
Here's my bold
Which
take.
the Patrick Mahomes, I'll let you finish, but the Patrick Mahomes one I kind of get because we didn't know him coming out of Texas Tech.
I've never heard of his name.
We also didn't know about Mitchell Trubisky coming out of North Carolina, but the fact that he got taken before Deshaun Watson's kind of crazy.
I knew about Mitch Trubisky when they started doing the draft process and researching all the quarterbacks and stuff. That's when I first heard about Mitch Trubisky.
I didn't hear about him at all during the season.
Obviously, Deshaun Watson was a Heisman candidate every year, I believe, and he won a national championship.
Yep.
No, Mitch Trubisky's not going to get it.
No, not at all.
I think if we do have a season this year, which hurts me to say still,
yeah.
If we do have a season this year, Trubisky will be benched for Foles.
I could see that because he still just hasn't hit that next level that every quarterback
And
should.
Granted, this team's not the best, but you still have like Allen Robinson there, who's extremely underrated.
Very underrated. I want him in fantasy.
Tariq Cohen's not a bad backfield with.
No.
Who was the other running back they had?
Howard's not there anymore.
No,
They got
Howard's
David Montgomery.
Montgomery? Okay. That's not a. They're receiving threats.
Gabriel's okay as like a third guy. They need another receiver. They got all the tight ends in the world they want.
I was about to say I'll give him the credit. There's not a team built around him, but he doesn't have that spark. Like
No,
Patrick
he doesn't.
Mahomes. He's not going to
He
get that
can't.
contract.
He's not a game changer.
No, he's not. He can't take over a game.
So, my main question with Mahomes is obviously now he's the highest paid player in the league, and I saw this question on Twitter, and I wanted to hit you with it.
Yeah.
As we just said, Mahomes $500 million guaranteed, record for an athlete
Overall.
overall. Suck in my trout, baseball.
And of course, baseballs.
It's amazing that they have that much money. So, would you rather have the money of Patrick Mahomes?
Okay.
Would you rather have money or legacy?
Like, define legacy.
Well, I don't want to use this guy as an example because I feel like it's an obvious answer, but would you rather have the wealth of Patrick Mahomes or the legacy of a Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like Tom Brady, the legacy, that's too high an answer. Like legacy of Aaron Rodgers.
see, Aaron Rodgers, he's one of the best. He's gonna be one of the best, but I don't know, man. Like Tom Brady's he's won 6 rings.
Yeah.
He's won. I think he's won the most games by a quarterback in history.
But Mahomes has more money.
It's not about the money, man. It's not about the money, man. It's not about the price
We don't
tag.
need your money.
Yeah. It's not about the price tag. We want to make the world sing, whatever the fuck that lyric was. But it's just like, would you rather be... Here's another question. Bounce off of that. Would you rather be famous or would you rather be respected? That's the same kind of path. Would you rather be Billie Eilish? Everybody knows you as soon as they see him. Or would you rather be Phineas? People know you, but you're mainly respected.
I think I'd only want to be famous for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Because after a while, it can get to a point where it's too much. And I feel like if you're respected, you're still, obviously you're well known, you're still making money, but you don't have to deal with we've seen documentaries like The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, how when you're that famous, you don't live a normal life at all. You're stuck in your hotel room. You can't go anywhere. You can't get a bite to eat. You can't go anywhere without being mobbed. As you know, you've heard me talk about Michael Jackson before because I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
He can't go anywhere. He can't go to a park. He always wanted to go to Disneyland. He can't go to the grocery store because he's getting mobbed. And that would be depressing.
What was the story you're telling about him having to Michael Jackson?
Oh, yeah. Michael Jackson, just because he couldn't go anywhere, one of his buddies who owned a grocery store shut down the grocery store and brought all his friends in there so he could see what it's like to actually shop at a grocery store because he'd never done it before. Because anytime he goes out, he gets mobbed by thousands of fans, which is crazy to think about, that a dude can't go to the grocery store without being mobbed.
And it's sad in a way.
Very sad, which is why I'd rather be well-known, the guy in the back that people don't know about.
Yeah.
You still get the praise, you still get people know who you are, but it's not as big as that, where if you're famous, if you're an Ariana Grande, you're a Taylor Swift, where you can't go anywhere without being mobbed.
Yeah. It's like, how should I say this? It's like, okay, you're famous, everybody knows you.
Exactly.
Like Michael Jackson. But if, I keep always forgetting his name,
Bruce Swedien.
Bruce Swedien. He was one of the masterminds of Thriller, Off the Wall.
He was the studio engineer.
Yeah, he was the engineer. He's respected among all of the people in the industry. Like, everybody knows him in the industry. I learned about him a couple days ago. Because if you're respected, you're basically a legend in the industry. Everybody who's in the industry respects you, knows you. Some people know you but you can go around.
But the question for privacy is, if I showed you 3 different pictures, could you tell me which one was Bruce Swedien? Of 3 different guys, could you tell me that looked the same? You couldn't tell me which one's Bruce Swedien.
I could probably, just because I know you and I know, I'm a music dude.
Yeah.
But if I had no knowledge, if I wasn't in the music industry,
the common person has no idea who Bruce Swedien is.
Yeah, basically, if I was a common guy, I would not know who that was.
Exactly.
I would just think he was some dude working on the street at Studio 19. You know what I mean? But to answer your question, I'd rather have Tom Brady's legacy because you're a legend You know,
Yeah.
you still got money, you're respected, but if you get paid and you don't do shit, you just look like an asshole. You know
well,
what I
it
mean?
depends on the like. I feel like Mahomes is on the track.
He's gonna be like the next Tom Brady. Yeah, there's no question.
That's another question, though, is because of all the money he's getting, will he turn into a Russell Wilson? Where Russell Wilson, at the first rookie contract, he had all that talent around him, the Legion of Boom and whatnot. They won a lot.
Yeah,
They still win now, but not as much.
should have gotten 2 rings out of it.
Exactly. Pete Carroll, that's your fault.
That's your fault.
But ever since he got paid, they had to let Sherman go. Chancellor's gone.
Thomas
Earl Thomas is gone.
in a bad way.
Some receiver, Golden Tate left, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Doug Baldwin's gone now.
Retirement.
Retirement. That's a different thing. But still, they had to make some cuts.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like we were talking about, like Russell Wilson, he's still a great player,
Yeah.
but he hasn't been back to the big game. 'Cause
Exactly.
I mean, they're
They
promising.
get to the playoffs, but it's not where they were, where
Yeah.
they're one of the top seeds. They're always in the 4, 5, 6 range of the playoff
It's
seeding.
like they're promising. Like DK, I don't want to say an almost player. DK's there. He's a young.
Lockett.
Lockett's there. Disley's a good tight end. They got Bobby Wagner still. I believe KJ Wright's still there.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but I think he's still there.
But, I mean, the question now is Mahomes going to turn into that, or is
Shaquille
he on
Griffin.
that new godly level where it doesn't matter?
like, what do you mean?
Like, he obviously, the rookie contract, he's been getting the top seeds in the playoffs, AFC championships. Is he now because, maybe not this year, but it's 12 years. Is he really going to be at that level every year? Because eventually, Andy Reid's 62 years old.
Yeah, he's gonna have.
Is he
to.
going to be there the whole 12 years?
No,
Tyreek Hill's not going to be there the whole 12
they
years.
can't afford.
Travis Kelce's not going to be there the whole 12 years.
Yeah.
Tyrann Mathieu, Chris Jones. Eventually,
Chris
they're
Jones
gonna
is already
dip.
up like he's going.
exactly, he wants the franchise tag and
Yeah.
whatnot.
It's like you can't give that much money to one player because that will screw up.
Even though he's worthy of it.
Yeah, he's definitely worthy of it. He's a generational talent, but like you got to go the Tom Brady route where you take pay cuts so you can have a team around you. That's the most important part, is to have the talent around you. You can be the next freaking Jordan, Gretzky. You can be Tom Brady, but as long as you don't have help, you're not going to do shit. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you.
You can have all the money in the world, but at the end of the day, if you win, that's all that matters. Because like they're gonna have probably. When is Kelsey and Tyreek Hill's contracts up? Do you know?
I will have to look at
Because
that.
Kelsey's up there. He's getting older.
Kelsey's 30 years old.
Yeah, he's 30. He's getting up there for tight ends, but he's still on the top of his game, it looks like. But, like, they can't afford, if they're going to be paying one player $500 million total, $50 million a year, 40-something million a year, just under $50 million. They can't afford to keep Travis, Tyreek, Sammy Watkins, Chris Jones, Tyrann Mathieu. They can't afford that.
Yeah. Both Hill and Kelsey's contracts are up at the end of the 2021 season.
I was about to say, Tyreek is still in his rookie year contract.
No, he signed a 3-year, $54 million deal.
Oh, okay.
So he's also locked up.
See, that's the ultimate question.
Yeah.
When they get their contracts up,
What happens?
who do they keep? Obviously, they're probably going to keep Tyreek Hill because of his speed. And
Just because
Kelce's
Travis Kelce's going to be at that age where he's starting to find his replacement, which is what the NFL does. You find a new guy.
Unless he pulls a Jason Witten and this keeps going.
True. So how many, in this 12-year contract, over-under Super Bowl wins for Patrick Mahomes?
Well, he's already obviously got one.
No. I'm just saying
Yeah.
from here on out.
I know. I'm just saying total. This is what I'm going to say. He's obviously got one. So I say they're built right now to keep going.
I agree.
So I say they get one more in the span of 3 years, honestly. That they can probably go back-to-back if we have a season.
Yeah.
Which is weird to say. But does that count for contracts if...
They haven't,
don't have-
they haven't decided yet.
It's
Because
about to
some
say.
free agents, they're deciding too if players can opt in or out of the season altogether. Because NBA's done that, MLB has done that. And players want to know, okay, well, is my contract still up after this year, or do I have to play an extra year with this team?
I was about to say. I mean, I know they're in college saying it doesn't affect their eligibility. They will still have the eligibility still. That's what I've heard. But if we have football and it goes all the way through, or they postpone it, I say they get one more ring within Tyreek's contract. At least one more ring. So that's two.
I'd agree with that.
And then Travis probably gets traded or
Just cut. Or
cut,
something.
for cap space. They sign Tyreek Hill again. They go draft a tight end or something. Maybe he gets 4. I'll say he gets 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's a lot.
Total.
That's a lot, though.
That's still like Charles Haley and
I know.
Tom Brady.
It's just hard to see. We can't predict. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, he could get freaking 10. He's on pace to get 10 because he's
don't
on
know.
his second year starting.
We don't know.
Or his third year, going in his third year starting.
Hopefully, we get to find out starting this year.
Yeah, and it's, as much as we, bitch, moan, and complain,
Yeah,
we like to have fun around here.
exactly.
We're two dudes just talking about sports, and right now we're not in the best mindset for sports. I'm sorry
No.
for having two back-to-back kind of depressing topics.
Yeah, next week
But-
won't be.
Hopefully, we said that last week.
That's true.
but we're in a bad spot right now for sports. But
Yeah.
you always got to keep a positive outlook.
Got to try to.
At least there's some news going on.
Yeah.
Gotta look. Granted, it's not.
You could be a basketball fan.
You could be a basketball fan.
Now,
You could be
I'm
hockey.
being you specifically. You could try being a basketball fan now if you get.
I might,
I mean,
honestly, because I need an escape. Even though there's going to be talk of like, look at the stands, man. There's nobody here because coronavirus.
exactly.
Players are playing with masks on. Like stuff.
I
like,
wouldn't go that far, but
you never know.
true.
But I don't know. We gotta.
There's a lot
Time,
that still has to be figured out.
time to go Barney on you and go positively messaged. I don't know what the fuck.
What the
I'm
hell are you
saying.
saying?
I don't know. I'm trying to go Barney and end it on a positive note and
Like
a
Barney the
lesson.
dinosaur?
Yeah, I'm trying to end.
Where the fuck did that come from?
I'm trying to keep it positive.
Okay,
man.
okay.
I don't want to bum
Well,
them out.
hurry up.
on
My
their-
ass is getting sore. Come on.
on their daily commute to work. I don't want to bum them out,
Okay.
So here's a message to end it from Brandon Kelly from Completely Biased Podcast. Keep positive. Keep
Keep the faith.
Keep the faith. Gotta have faith.
Gotta have faith.
Just live your life, man. Sports will come back one day.
Eventually. Hopefully.
Eventually. Don't be bummed out. Don't watch Fox and CNN. Don't listen to the news. I know there's a lot of positive stuff going on with wanting change and stuff.
There's also a lot of BS.
A lot of BS in the world. Just don't let that bother you. Live your life, man.
Exactly.
I don't want to go mushy gushy on you.
You're getting kind of mushy.
I'm going full house on this, but you know what? To end on a good note, this podcast is sponsored by the Cash App. Cash App. We aren't sponsored by the Cash App, but if we were, we'll plug the hell out of it. Zach, do you use Cash App?
Well, yes, I do.
Really?
Occasionally.
I think you're telling the truth, but I can't tell. So I'm going to take your word for it because we are
You
sponsored
should.
by the Cash App.
We love the Cash App.
Cash App. We're not sponsored by the Cash App, but if we were.
We support the fuck out of the Cash App.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Appreciate you guys.
Hopefully, we didn't bum you out too hard.
We're all thinking the same thing, though. So, I mean,
Hopefully, I didn't cheese you out a little bit, cringe you out a little bit. But you
a
know
little
what?
bit, but oh well.
You know what? It is what it is. You got to end positive. So, see you next week.
See ya.
See you, Zach.
See you, Brandon.